it's Katie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. And so you can subscribe, the button is always down below. And today's video is going to be my everyday spring style makeup routine. I obviously don't wear makeup on every day. I've said this in these videos, which I've been filming for the past coming up on 6 years, since it's my 6th year on YouTube, which is crazy. I just honestly just realized that as I started talking. Wow. But this is kind of the look I've been going for recently. My base routine pretty much does the same, and my eyeshadow changes up and stuff, but I've been wearing this look honestly for like the past couple days, and I think it's so perfect for spring. Love it. And yeah, this is basically my spring makeup routine, which if you've followed my channel for a while, that I love making these videos. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and all that kind of fun stuff. I post beauty, lifestyle, panning, and more. But yeah, enough yammering, jabbering, whatever on. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so onto the makeup. The spring look. So for primer, of course, the past like 7 months I've been using this Rare Beauty illuminating primer. And by the way, if you can hear jackhammering or whatever that is in the background, I'm sorry. I think one of my neighbors is like, I don't know what they're doing, but I woke up to that and I was like, what is going on? Why are we doing this today? So just disregard that. And you may also hear Cooper snoring in the background, and then you just heard him lay down. We love that. But basically I've been using this for the past 7 months. I love this primer. It's my new ultimate primer. I have had just one primer in my collection. I recently got one at Influencer, so now I have 2. But I've had like one go-to primer recently, which I actually don't mind just using like the same primer. Like, it doesn't really bother me. Like, it just doesn't. Like, some people like to change it up every day, especially if you're filming lots of videos. But I don't really film makeup tutorials as much as I used to, or I don't film makeup like this like I used to. I still like doing like my seasonal makeup because I feel like it's just fun, and I have like I stick to like a seasonal routine. Like, I don't specifically do the same eyeshadow every day or anything like that, or like even lips. I mean, these days I sort of kind of do, but I feel like there is a theme every season that I like to go for, and my base routine pretty much stays the same for each season. Or like, I mean, it varies from winter to summer, but for the most part kind of stays a similar theme for each season. Like, so my base routine sort of changes. It's a thing. And always I try to let my moisturizer and primers and all that fun stuff soak in for at least a couple minutes, just so it really just soaks in. But I guess I'll mention what moisturizer I use. So today I use the Hey Honey Boost Honey Rich Moisturizer. I got this in my Ipsy recently, and I've been really liking this. So I've been using this during the daytime, which I plan on doing a skincare routine very, very soon. I've been saying that all year that I'm going to do one in January, but then that didn't happen in January. But I'm literally gearing up to film that. I think I'm going to film it tomorrow real time. And I think this is going to go up next week. I mean, I keep saying that about videos and then like it doesn't happen. Anyways, I'm gonna go on to my foundation now. So I feel like I change up my foundation on the days I do wear makeup. I don't wear makeup every day, obviously, but I feel like I do change up my foundation on the daily. I don't necessarily use the same one every day. Quite a few days I will use the same type of foundation, but not always. So a lot of times I will use my Milani Conceal and Perfect. That's just been one of my favorites. I'm at the point where I'm scooping it out, which I actually don't mind doing. Like, if I can get use out of the whole product, I will do that, honestly, especially if I really like the foundation. If I didn't like it, I might not go through so much effort, but I love this one. So I have mine in Nude Claire, and I probably should repurchase another one, but I think I'll wait. And I think today I want to mix it with my Laura Mercier Tinted Oil-Free Moisturizer in 0N1 Petal. I got this in Influencer recently, so there's that. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I think I'll bring back the old-fashioned candle lid that I was using as a palette mixer. It works really well. Use up your candles, then you keep them as like palettes. There you go. You got yourself a, well, it's not free, you paid for the candle, but you got yourself that. It's like easy to clean nice and clean. I usually just take an alcohol wipe and put that on there. A nice squirt of that, and then scoop her out. And honestly, even that part has a lot in it. I want to try this as a foundation brush. I originally got it for cream blush, but honestly, I found a new brush for even that. This is the Putty Applicator Primer Applicator. I feel like this might be really good for foundation, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna kind of mix my concoction and apply this to my face. So I don't know, I like playing around with foundation concoctions, kind of my favorite thing to do. So I don't necessarily use the same foundation every day, but I mix these types of products together all the time. So yeah, and like these products within the last week have been kind of like an everyday regular occurrence for me. So I love that. And I mix up between using brushes and sponges. It kind of depends the coverage I want that day and that kind of stuff, but I typically like doing something like this. It's actually working out very well. It's definitely an interesting mix. I don't know if it's like applying how I expected, but Then for concealer, I'm gonna use my Covergirl True Blend Undercover, which this one's also getting to the point where I'm like scraping kind of ish, which honestly with concealer, sometimes I'll be doing that for like a while, just scraping and stuff. And you know, just put that everywhere. I don't always do the nose these days, but I don't know, I'm in the mood today, but I need to go wet my sponge and then I'll be right back. My favorite thing when like getting all the soaked up water out is to just take this like microfiber makeup towel, which I think is from Costco, I'm not really sure. I think it is, probably is, and just squeeze it out rather than using like your actual like shower towel. Now that I look completely crazy, I'll blend all this and stuff. I got thinking recently that I kind of miss like the old school videos, like voiceovers and all that kind of fun stuff, and I kind of want that again, but I don't know. Like I was like, should I don't know, maybe for sentimental reasons I'll go back to that like for a video one of these days, but as of right now I'm not. And then I'm also gonna go over my face with the sponge just to make it more like natural. It also like soaks up any excess product, which I always like to do. And I just feel like even if it doesn't make it look super natural, I just feel like it makes my skin like not feel dry. And I feel like my skin is like weird, like where I feel dry some days I don't. It's weird. But yeah, I always like the look of that. And then sometimes I'll put on like cream products and stuff before I set, but I don't think I'm gonna do that today. I think I'm gonna stick to a lot of my project pan items, which just so happen to be lots of powder products, which actually the day I'm filming this, I'm also gonna film my next update. I think it's update 4 for my project pan, my just yearly 6-pan project pan. But for a while for powder, I've been loving this Clean Professional from Covergirl. I just think it's really good. And then I'll use my Moda Pro setting brush for the eye area. Basically use not that much. I don't like my face to be like super set, but I also do like it to be set. And I'll use my bigger brush to set a little bit. This is the powder brush from Shayna B Miami. I could not get those words out. Then I guess it's time to go on to my eyeshadow. I do have pan lip palettes and that kind of stuff, but I haven't. I've been really bad about my pan lip palette this past month, so when you see my project pan update, I probably won't be updating my pan lip palette this month. I just don't really have progress, and if I do have progress, it's like very minimal. And I'm also trying to figure out if I want to depot that palette and that kind of stuff. I kind of do, but I need to figure out how to do that in the process, and like getting a Z palette or getting a empty palette, that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna put on my Maple Bite Beauty Agave lip mask, just a tiny bit, which I've also been about using that recently. So I'm gonna just prime my lids real quick. They kind of need it, even though I just did powder them. I saw somebody say like somebody posted on Popular Makeup Opinions that people sent them, and somebody said that they don't think concealer and powder is like an eye priming, like an effective way to prime your eyes. And although I slightly agree, I also disagree, because like, and the person that posted this, I think they say they have dry skin. Although I do kind of agree in a sense, I also kind of disagree, because when I had severely dry skin, I used concealer and that worked for me. But obviously we're not all the same. We all have different preferences, so it's honestly personal preference. But I kind of agree. Like sometimes I will use concealer and powder and it does work. Sometimes I won't. It kind of depends, I guess, the day. But I just used the Anastasia primer on my lids. And the palette I've been really gravitating towards recently is the Colourpop Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of palette, which I plan on doing a review. If it's not already up, I'm gonna have it up soon. I said that in a couple weeks ago's video, but I'm actually working on it. But this has been my go-to palette. I've played with pretty much every tone, shade, vibe in this palette, and I've been really loving this. I honestly thought to myself, like, this is obviously gonna be limited edition, so honestly if it goes on sale I am gonna buy another one, because I can't imagine not having this. And I feel like eventually I will hit pan on some of the shades, so I really don't want to run out of this is my thing. I really don't want to run out of this is my thing. So yeah, that was my thought process. And like, I also somebody say in like an unpopular opinions, they don't believe in like setting your eyes for eyeshadow. And I honestly disagree. I think if you set your lids, I think it helps out a lot. Speaking of, I am going to set my lids with just this white shade, since I don't have one in a project currently. I just feel like it gives like a clean slate, and sometimes it's not even like it's super matte set down, but just give it a clean slate, just a light set. So now onto my Lizzie McGuire palette. I'm gonna take the shade Done and Done, which is that one, and I'm gonna put this into my crease. I'm not necessarily neat with this. I'm actually kind of pretty sloppy, but I kind of like that look. I think it really just works. So I just blend it, not precisely, just, you know, give it a good blend. And then that's pretty much all I do and stuff. But now I'm gonna take my NYX Glitter Primer, which I debate every day if I'm gonna open up my new one or not, because you can hear the air suck out of it. And then I've been doing this look these past couple days and I really like it. But I'm gonna take Outfit Rememberer, and that one I was mixing a lot, but I love this one on its own. Just think it gives off like such a spring vibe. So I really like this one, and I'll apply it all over, and it looks so good, and I especially love it obviously with the glitter primer. I mean, I use glitter primer probably like every day, just because it makes the eyeshadows just so pigmented. And I even love that shade with just the leftover excess on the inner corner. I think it looks so beautiful. So I really just like to pack this on, and I just think it's super springy and beautiful. And I'm gonna just blend out the edges. And honestly, I kind of want to add something to it, so I think just a little bit on the outer corner to spice things up. I'm going to take the shade Outfit Repeater and put that on the outer part. I guess I'll start and see what it does. Yeah, that's beautiful. Do it in this, and even just blend it a little bit into the crease. I don't know why that's wet, but okay. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. And just take that original shade to really emphasize. And then for mascara, I have a few I've been rotating, which actually, let me save that thought. I'm gonna do my brows real quick. I use my Essence Make Me Brow, which I've been using for years. I have seen that e.l.f. has ones very similar, and I'm kind of intrigued with trying that one now, just because e.l.f. is more accessible than Essence. Essence I have to go all the way to Ulta, which is either in a mall or a couple times over, so sometimes I'm just like, do I really feel like, or I'll order online, which I do a lot. Highlight, I like to take this Pixi Aspen highlight, which is a couple years old. It's currently in a project, and I've been taking it on a fan brush, and I've been really loving that recently. I just think it looks a lot more like natural, and I felt like when I was using a different brush it kind of clinged to like texture. I think this just gives it a more blown out, I don't know if that's the right term, look, and I just think it looks a lot better. So I've been doing that, and I don't know, I remember this used to be like my favorite highlight and I still love it, and I think it is and stuff, so I've been loving getting more use out of it. And then most days I just use highlight and blush. Blush, I'm going to take an oldie but a goodie, a limited edition, or a discontinued blush, but I haven't used it in a while, so I want to use it. This is Baby Love from Too Faced. It's from their Love Blush collection, and I miss using this. I haven't used it in a couple months. And I always blend my blush kind of into my highlight to make it just more, I don't know, I just do it. It just kind of makes it natural, and I kind of like blends it a little bit, which I like. So beautiful. Now mascara, I am going to, well, I have a few different ones I've been rotating. I have 3 open right now. I have the Mad Lash from the Balm. I have the Bite one, and then I also have this Benefit one that I got a couple months ago. I think I got it near Christmas. They're Real Magnet, which obviously I won't repurchase, in an influencer. But I think I'm going to take a combination of the Bite mascara, the Upswing mascara, I always forget the actual name of it, and then the Mad Lash from the Balm, which I've never tried the Balm products until I got this in Ipsy, and I was so excited about it. So I think I'm going to start with the Mad Lash and stuff. I try not to have too many mascaras open, but this just kind of happens, so we're rolling with it. But I really like this one, and I could see myself repurchasing it after I've used it for a couple weeks, I can say that. I just think it's really, really good, and it really separates the lashes and gives them length and volume, and that's kind of what I look for in a mascara, I suppose. And it's like not clumpy or anything, which I hate in mascaras when they're like super, super clumpy. And this one I actually love. The wand kind of reminds me of like the Too Faced Balance Socks, but I like this one also a lot. It's very like lengthening, and it just like makes your eyelashes go up rather than droop. I don't know. Some mascaras can weigh down your lashes, and this one obviously like doesn't. I want to like plan out a spring favorites because I haven't done monthly favorites in a long time. I just haven't been into it, but yeah. Then the last thing I gotta do is just my lips, and I typically just go for a nude on the daily basis, or I actually don't really have the products besides that Bite stuff in a project pan currently. Maybe that'll change once I film my update, but we'll see. But I got a new rum punch because if you guys saw it, my last one was kind of destroyed. So I think I'm gonna use this one today, which is Rum Punch is one of my favorite nudes. And the Colourpop Luxe Gloss in Renaissance is my nude fave gloss. It's just so good. How could you not? And yeah, this is the finished makeup. This is typically the look I wear for every day, which my everyday is kind of just like my filming, off days, you know. This is kind of the look I go for. I love playing with color, which is why I love that Lizzie McGuire palette, and like I said, I will be reviewing it soon. I've really wanted to do a full-on review on it and stuff just because I feel like it's iconic to my childhood and I just love it so much and stuff. So yeah, this is the finished look. I'm obsessed, and yeah, love it, love it, love it. And yeah, so be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, of course, as usual, and as always, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already because I post lots of different videos, beauty, lifestyle, that kind of stuff. Post a lot, and you don't want to miss it. You can turn on notifications, all that kind of fun stuff, and leave me a comment down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.